Hi everyone, this is Hiba from My Little Journal, and today I'm going to be working in my daily journal and setting it up for the month of July. So you can see I still have a few more pages for June, but I've been really good at keeping up with journaling every single day. I've been doing this for years, as you guys know, and I just love looking through them. Anyways, I'm keeping to the simplicity of my intro pages where I just literally stamp out the month with the Tucker Alpha stamps from Studio Calico, and then just add a little something around my title. Now, because it's the 4th of July, I thought it would be fun to kind of stick to a theme for my intro page and stamp all the American things. So what I'm gonna do is actually go through my stamp sets and use the stamp set from the Paper Person shop. This one released this month. Yeah, it was June's release, and it's a beautiful stamp set, and I'm going to use it to add little images and icons around my July. I start with the American flag. I'll stamp the Statue of Liberty. I'll stamp the map of the US, just little things. And I'm using this piece of paper to kind of mask everything off. Now, I do have masking tape, but I find just using the paper is easy enough and I don't have to worry about it. And it looks pretty cool. I really love how it's turning out. I even go back into my stash and I found an older 4th of July stamp set from Kelly Perky that I'm going to use to stamp right over the J for July. I think it was like fireworks, and I thought it would look cute to just add that right above the J. Once I'm done stamping, I thought about it a little bit and felt like it kind of was lacking color. So I decided to grab a little star and just stamp it in some blue ink, red and yellow. Obviously the red and the blue is from the American flag, and I really wanted to add in a third color, so I went with yellow for the stars, and it looks really, really cute. I do end up kind of doodling around my stars later. You might be able to see them in the photos at the end of the video, but I didn't do it on camera. I'll also grab my markers, my Crayola markers to fill out the American flag. I'll use my Tombow gray marker to fill out the Statue of Liberty and the map and things like that. I just kind of played around with it. I wanted to add a pop of color and also just to make this title card kind of pop off my spread. Even though my title page is really themed for the 4th of July, but my spreads will not be 4th of July themed. You guys know I'm not huge on themed layouts and spreads, so I just thought it would be fun to just kind of make this spread more 4th of July looking than my all 4 or 5 spreads. So I had fun with this. I was able to use my stamps, which I love that Paper Person stamp. And as always, I will be linking it in the description box. But anyways, now that my title page is done, I can start working on my weekly spreads. Now, every time I start, I always stamp the week in the top left corner on every single spread. But for week 30, I decided to change it up a little bit because I'm going more vertical on it in week 30. I thought I would try it out and see if I like it. So my week is not going to look like the rest of the weeks. I decided to actually use my Tucker Alpha stamps from Studio Calico. You can see me here to stamp it in a block, just so it can kind of match the boxes that I'm going to be journaling in, if that makes sense. I want to start with week 26, and I actually made a little boo-boo. My 2 pages were stuck together, and I thought I was working on week 26, but I was actually working on week 27, which is not a big deal because I didn't stamp like numbers or days or anything like that. I actually just started by stamping this label stamp to hold my week and numbers. So I caught it pretty quickly. I think I had a feeling I skipped a week because I had penciled out everything before I started, so this wouldn't take forever. And you can see me here, I noticed that I missed a full week. So I'm gonna actually jump back to week 26 and start there, and then we can work on week 27 with the labels. Now, week 26, because it's 4 days, I thought it would be fun to do these large boxes with the days of the week and the numbers and try that out as well. And it gives me space on the side to add more stamping. So I started with stamping the days of the week. This is a Feed Your Craft stamp set. Also going to be stamping this little box on the side, which is going to hold my numbers. And this is also a Feed Your Craft stamp set. But the number stamps that I'm going to use to add into my boxes is my Everyday Explorers Calendar Day stamp set. I've shared this stamp set with you guys so many times. It's one of my favorites. It's perfect for journals, perfect for Project Life spreads and traveler's notebooks. I have been using the heck out of it, honestly, and I love it very, very much. For my week numbers, I'm going to use this Carrie Bradford number stamp. They're tall, they're thin, and they fit really nicely. So I'm going to use them on all 5 spreads. Once I stamp them in, I can go back to week 26 and work on my spread for week 26. So now that I'm done with adding my numbers for my week, I can start working on week 26. I'm going to start by adding the lines for my boxes. I just felt like I needed to add the lines first before I start stamping, just to figure out where everything is going to fall. And then I'm going to use some of my travel themed stamps. I really wanted to use my travel themed stamps, especially that I'm not traveling. So I didn't want them to sit in my little buckets for a year before I get to, travel. So I'm using a mishmash of the Paper Person Shop's stamps and Feed Your Craft, I believe, and even probably Studio Calico. So I stamped some mountains. I stamped this beautiful large quote that says, "It doesn't matter where you're going, it's about who you have beside you." It's beautiful and it has mountains on the top, or I think I end up stamping the mountains myself. But it's a great little spot to add stamping and add a little something. I'll even grab my acrylograph markers from Archer and Olive and fill out some of these doodles or these stamps. I don't fill them all out. I just want to add a pop of color. So I use like some greens and yellows and fill them out with markers and bring in more colors. So yes, I'm stamping with a lot of black ink, but just adding using my markers really helped everything pop. And you're going to see once I fill out my weeks and my little boxes and a little bit of my stamping, everything's going to pop. It's going to look really, really good. I love it so much. I end up kind of sticking more to my yellow markers. I think I go between the mustardy yellow and the brownish yellow, but it looks so, so good. I really enjoyed this one, and I'm so happy that I was able to use some of my travel themed stamp sets. Now, I actually forgot to fill out the T for Thursday. I don't know why I didn't just keep coloring, but I'll notice that later, and I'll come back to it and fill it out. But I just thought it was so funny that I was filling everything out. I was doodling, all that good stuff, and just forgot to fill the T for Thursday. But anyways, I am just going to be stamping some more and adding a little something here and there. This is the beauty of stamping, filling out some of the words or some of the images, because you can kind of see where you need more color or where you need more stamping. I just find it easier that way. I'm also using my gray Tombow marker to add like a drop shadow. I think that's what they call it. And I love doing that because it really made the boxes pop. But anyways, once I'm done with that, we can move on to week 27. Okay, so for week 27, which we already started and stamped out the labels, I'm going to fill out those labels with the day of the week and the number. And I thought that this stamp set from Feed Your Craft worked perfectly. The font is beautiful and they fit nicely in my labels. So I'm going to use that to add my weekday and my numbers. But once I'm done stamping that, I want to add a little something to the spread. Again, I don't want anything themed or anything like that. So I thought I would use this Studio Calico stamp set that I haven't used before, and I'm dying to use it. And it's all the plants, so cute. I think it was designed by Tina from Life Love Paper. So I'm going to use this stamp set to add a pop of color and a little design for my spread. I end up stamping some cactuses, some plants. I'll even stamp some of the hanging plants at the top. I'm just filling out the corners, the empty spots, and I love how it turned out. I just went back and forth from different ink pads. I think I most likely stuck to my Studio Calico, the coral. I think it's called coral. I'm not sure. But I tried to stick to like bright, light colors with the green from the plants. It just turned out perfect. Love it. And again, I love this journal because I'm able to use my stamps. Yes, you could doodle, and if you can doodle these, go for it 100%. But again, use your stamps. They don't have to just be stamped on layouts and spreads. Use them in your daily journal or your bullet journal, whatever you like. You can use your stamps on anything and everything, and they're perfect to add that pop of color and that doodle like if you are not a doodler like me, I think my doodles are not the best, but using my stamps really helped me kind of, do my own thing and be creative and still have that whole look of doodles on my daily journal. As you can see, I'm having loads of fun with this one. I'm just stamping and enjoying adding color to my spread. I'll even stamp some of the words from the stamp set. I think I stamped rooted and love just to add more black to my spread because I know I'm going to be filling out those labels with color. So I still want the base of my spread to be more black ink, if that makes sense. But anyways, once I'm done stamping, I'm going to grab my ruler and pen, add my border as always, and then I'm going to grab my Tombow marker to fill out the labels. Just using my Tombow marker around my labels and filling out the lines, it made everything pop and it made everything come together. Before, the stamping was just kind of floating and just on my spread, but once I used that same Tombow marker for everything, it brought everything together and it looked perfect. Okay, you guys, let's start working on week 28. Now for week 28, I decided I'm going to keep it pretty simple, and I'm going to use the Studio Calico stamp set. This stamp set has circles, so you have half circles, filler circles, all the circles. What I decided to do is stamp the circles and create a box around it. I've been watching a lot of bullet journalers do this, and I thought I'm going to try it out myself, and I actually really, really love how this turned out. But what I'm going to do with the fillers is I'm going to fill the top portion with yellow ink, and the bottom portion I'm going to fill it with polka dotted yellow. I love how it turned out, especially when I grabbed my Everyday Explorer stamp set. It had the days of the week and they fit so nicely in my circles. Now, some of the days of the week are too long and I had to use washi tape in half them, but it was okay. I just loved the little black line on the bottom. It really made the circle like, half basically. So you have half with the day of the week and that bottom half had the numbers. So it just was perfect. But anyways, I'm going to fill out the bottom portion with my numbers, and then I'm gonna just go with this, no ruler, yes, which is crazy for me. And I'm just going to create these boxes. Again, I've seen bullet journalers do this, and I love how it looks, just freehand it, and it actually turned out perfect. Now that I'm done with my boxes, I'm gonna grab this little arrow just to add a little something. I'm gonna just stamp the arrow from one box to the other. I will also use the brush strokes from the stamp set. This is an Everyday Explorers stamp set, and stamp it in yellow right next to week 28, just to add something in that spot. It just felt pretty empty, and I believe I stamp a quote or something right on top of my brush stroke just to fill that corner out. I'll add some washi tape and call week 28 done. Oh, and I forgot that I do add a drop shadow again to these boxes. Again, it makes a big difference when you do. But anyways, we can move on to week 29, which again, I'm keeping pretty simple. I will be using another Studio Calico stamp set. It's just these little scribbly lines. It kind of looks like a cloud, but it's not. I would use that as like a speech bubble or whatever. But anyways, I thought it was really cute. It looked like hand drawn. So I'm going to use it to stamp the days of the week, or I'm going to fill it with the days of the week. Now the stamp set also has a filler, so I'm going to use the filler stamp to add a pop of color. Now I don't know why I decide to use some like almond colored ink for this. I should have gone with blue or something. I don't know what happened here, but I thought I'm going to try this ink. It looks great, but at some point I felt like it looked like poo-poo. You guys, I looked at it for a second and I thought, it's okay. I'm going to keep going. I'll try to fix this. Maybe when I stamp my days of the week and the numbers, it'll look better. And it actually did look better. I'll even add washi tape and it'll look much better than how it started. But anyways, I also stamped some hearts and some yellow stars just to add a little something to whatever this is, my little doodle. I'll grab my Feed Your Craft week stamp to stamp Monday through Sunday. And then I'll use my Everyday Explorers number stamps, calendar day number stamps, to stamp the days of the week. Okay, I'm almost done with week 29. I'm just going to add my border. And it seems like I didn't add the washi on camera, but you'll see all the finished spreads at the end of this video because I do add stickers and washi to the rest of the spreads. I usually do this once I'm done recording. I'll come back in and look at my spreads and see if it's missing anything. But for now, I'm going to work on week 30. And this one's going to come together really quickly. I'm keeping it simple. I stamped Monday through Sunday using my Everyday Explorers stamp set here. And I will be using the brush stroke from another Everyday Explorer stamp set to add a pop of color. I'll grab my ruler and create these boxes vertically. I really wanted to try a spread vertically, and I think I'm gonna like this. We shall see. I'll let you guys know. But by the way, I love that stamp set from Everyday Explorers. It has different fonts of the days of the week, so you can just have one stamp with different fonts. It's perfect if you don't want to, grab all the stamps in the world. But anyways, I'm going to grab my July tab. This sticker sheet is from Studio Calico, and I've been using it for all my months. And I'm just going to add it right on my title page. I'll go back to week 30 and add some stickers. I just felt like it looked kind of bland because I didn't really stamp or anything. So I'm gonna use my stickers from my own stash. I think these are from Lettering by Me or Lettering and Me. I can't remember the name of the Etsy shop, but I will link her in the description box for you. She has beautiful stickers. And I'm just gonna add a few of these beautiful stickers to my spread. Like I said earlier, I will go back in and add washi tapes and things like that, and I will share those and you'll see them at the end of the video in my photos. But that's about it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up, and if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing, and I hope to see you guys very soon. Bye!